gently around the leg.
My name is Annie Zook, and I own and operate the Denver Puppet Theater.
I knew I liked her immediately. When I came down to her space, I liked her even more. When I first met her, she was doing everything I wanted to do. She had a shop, she had a storefront, she had a living space and a workspace and a theater. So she was living the life. She was doing everything.
I started out just making puppets and performing for the kids, and then everyone else went back to work, so I got all the neighborhood kids. So I had a daycare, and so I would do puppet shows for them, and pretty soon the libraries wanted the shows and schools wanted the shows, so I started traveling around. It takes me about a year to make a show, so I'm usually working on one. I'll start right after holidays. But I usually start out, I do a storyboard, and I figure out what puppets I need. Usually I need duplicate puppets. I label them all, and I do all the heads, and then I cut a lot of bodies, and then I start assembling them and clothing them. Yeah, I have in this show I have this absolutely stupid caterpillar, but the kids all love him and remember him. So it's like, okay, we're keeping him. You never know. And like I said too, then I could pace it and kind of see, oh, I've gone a little too long, I need to do something really stupid, or oh, this witch is scaring them, she's got to fall on her face. I think part of it is they get to play. I think it's low key, it's not high tech, and a lot of people like that, and that the kids are using their imagination and involved with what's going on, and so it's not this huge, loud, audio-visual thing that is really flat. I mean, with the puppets, they're interacting with them, and they say something, and the puppets can respond. And so I think small children's theaters and puppet theaters do okay because of that. School groups are fun because they have a collective personality, and they always get into it as a group. One thing I do is kind of as a guideline, every 10 minutes the puppets have to do something really stupid, and that brings the kids right back in, because it's close to an hour, so it's a long sit for little guys. And I know them and follow them, and then it's fun to see them grow up. Sometimes they come back with grandma when they're 19, and so that's kind of fun.
You see, we have got Caleb and Anaya out there. Ramona's here.
Oh yeah, I probably wouldn't stand in front of kids. I'm more of an introvert, but I can stand behind the stage. Do fine.
You have to become more extroverted, and in fact, it's true of any performer.
Hands out front, very quietly. Reach up high into the sky, way up high. You will find your very own imagination hat. Pluck it out of the sky. Bring it down, put it on your head, and give your head a toss.
I think storytelling is incredibly important, incredibly rich. It's just, I mean, for one, it's communication. And I think that if a parent is telling, or somebody's telling a story, you start putting in little things about the child, and it makes it personable. And it gets the kid into thinking about, and the kid all of a sudden is drawing a picture, and he's got a story. And I think it's really important to look at stories and say, why do we know that story? Why do we all know Little Red Riding Hood? Well, we really want to tell little girls and little boys to be careful about what's going on. You don't just invite trouble. You got to think through things. And so but it's not a fun way to say it. But if you can tell it through story, I think that's great.
As an art form, I love it. It's nuance, it's perfection.
When you talk about what a puppet is, what is a puppet? It's an inanimate object.
Animating the inanimate.
So I think it's anything that you animate and bring to life. So I think that, yeah, it's anything that's animated.
I do believe puppets will be around forever. They have been from the beginning of time till now, and they'll be till the end of time. Because when all electricity falls apart and the grid goes down, we'll still be picking up sticks and pretending they're alive.
I just think it's what you're kind of set up to do. go up to people and say, I'm a puppeteer too, and they just look at me like, you're out of your mind, lady. And so, just, oh well.